Have you ever wondered why a lizard's tongue is so long? Well, it's not just for eating bugs. You might be surprised to hear that a lizard's tongue has several other purposes, including collecting scent information. A lizard's sense of smell is not as good as a dog's, but they can still detect certain scents from far away. When a lizard sees something interesting, like a tasty insect or a potential mate, it will flick its tongue out to collect scent information about the potential meal or the potential mate. They do this by flicking their tongues out and then quickly retracting them back into their mouths. This action pumps the olfactory center of their brain, which helps them gather even more scent information. So basically, the longer the lizard's tongue, the more surface area it has to collect scent information. And because they don't have eyelids, some lizards even use their tongues to collect visual information. That's right, lizards can see through their tongues. Some lizards can even unhinge their jaws to help with catching prey. So the longer the lizard's tongue, the more surface area it has to collect visual information. A longer tongue also gives the lizard more leverage when it's trying to catch prey. This is especially important for lizards that ambush their prey. With a longer tongue, they can grab their prey more quickly before the prey can escape. But if the lizard misses, it can retract its tongue quickly and try again. Lizards are cold-blooded creatures who rely on the sun to warm their bodies up so that they can become active. However, being out in the open makes them vulnerable to predators. So many lizards have evolved to be great at hiding. Some lizards can camouflage themselves to blend in with their surroundings. For example, the color-changing ability of the common unknown allows it to match the color of its current environment. Other lizards have evolved to squeeze into small spaces. For example, the ornate beaded lizard has a slender body that allows it to hide in small cracks and crevices. In addition, many lizards have claws that allow them to grip onto surfaces and climb into high places where predators can't reach them. Some people think that all lizards are good at climbing, but it's actually only some species. Of course, there are some lizards that are absolutely terrible at climbing. For example, the chuckwalla is a large, heavy lizard that's not built for climbing trees. Its claws are too small and it doesn't have the ability to grip onto surfaces. However, there are plenty of lizards that are excellent climbers. For example, the common wall lizard is found throughout Europe and parts of Asia and Africa. It's a small lizard that's perfectly adapted for climbing. Its claws are sharp and curved, and its tail is long and flexible. These adaptations allow the common wall lizard to climb trees and walls with ease. Some lizards are even able to climb smooth surfaces. For example, the green anole is a small lizard that's found in the southeastern United States. It's able to climb smooth surfaces thanks to its specialized toe pads. These toe pads are covered in tiny hairs that allow the gecko to grip onto smooth surfaces. Most lizards are carnivorous or omnivorous, but a few species are herbivorous. Most lizards eat insects, but some larger lizards will eat other reptiles, birds, or mammals. Even the smallest lizard needs to eat often because their small bodies don't retain heat very well. This means that they have to expend energy to keep their bodies warm, and they lose energy quickly when they move around. Herbivorous lizards typically eat leaves, flowers, fruits, or seeds. However, some herbivores will also eat insects. For example, the green iguana is a large herbivorous lizard that's found in the Americas. Despite being herbivorous, the green iguana will sometimes eat insects. This is because insects are a good source of protein and fat. Protein and fat are essential for growth and development, especially in young lizards. Frogs are amphibians, while lizards are reptiles. Although they may look similar, frogs and lizards are actually very different animals. Frogs are amphibians, which means they live part of their lives on land and part of their lives in water. Lizards are reptiles, which means they live their entire lives on land. Frogs have smooth, moist skin, while lizards have dry, scaly skin. Frogs lay eggs in water, while lizards lay eggs on land. Finally, frogs are cold-blooded, but they need to stay moist to survive. Lizards are also cold-blooded, but they don't need to stay moist to survive. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Thanks for watching. See you next time.